Arsenal.
Oh yeah, been waiting for this.
Oh, I'm turning my ears off.
Here we go. No, I need your comments on it, please. But just take a listen to this. Try not to shout here, mate. Take a listen to this. Wolves are bottom. Okay, they've got an awful manager in charge. He replaced an equally awful manager as well. They've got useless players who like a drink and don't like each other. They're going down. They're terrible. They're bottom of the Premier League. Their fans are down about it. They're upset about it. And they know, last night ahead of the game, that Arsenal are going to go there and win comfortably. And that's what happened. So the last thing they need is Robin Van Persie chipping a penalty. Taking the you-know-what, laughing at Wolves, humiliating them. Wolves are awful, Hennessy's awful, and RVP showed a lack of class. Now, if he chips a penalty to beat a top keeper against a top club at a crucial stage of the game, then fine. That's bottle. That's showing some nuts. That's class. I'd appreciate that. But Robin Van Persie did the equivalent of carrying on hitting a ginger kid with glasses while he's on the floor trying to get up. That's what RVP did last night. He let himself down and he let his club down. Now, he's gone way down in my estimation, Robin Van Persie. He's a bully with no class and no respect for his fellow pros. He didn't need to do it, but he did. And he's embarrassed himself and he's embarrassed Arsenal as well. Just take the penalty normally. There's no need to laugh at Wolves just because they're worse than you. He's out of order. Bang out of order. Agreed?
Has he finished? That was absolutely disgraceful. You're talking the ginger kid with glasses is a Premier League goalkeeper earning an absolute fortune to do his job. Van Persie, when he takes a penalty, and he's done it so well over the past few years, what does he do when he runs up and takes a penalty? He normally hits it as hard as he can. When one of the corners, never goes down the middle, it's always left or right. He totally did the keeper. The keeper thought he'd get off to a flyer, dive early, and get into one of the corners, because I knew he had to, because Van Persie was going to smash it in the corner. Well, he saw him dive early, so all Van Persie did was just chip it into the middle of the goal. Absolutely class penalty. And to have the guts to do that gives him even more credit. More credit.
The guts to do something that humiliates Wolves, who are bottom of the table.
So it's just taking a penalty.
It's about respect for your fellow pros, and he didn't have that. The ginger kid with glasses on the floor that he keeps on hitting when he's trying to get up, that's bullying, and it wasn't the keeper, it's Wolves generally. Okay? That's what he's doing. This club is going down, and their fans are hurting bad. And what does he do? He just sneers and laughs at them even more. It's like, I've said this before about players who chip penalties against teams when they're 5-0 up, 4-0 up or whatever, absolutely battering a team off the park, and then some clever clogs player goes up and decides, I know what I'll do, I'll chip a penalty, just to humiliate the opposition that little bit more. It's bang out of order. So I've said it before, and I'll say it about RVP's penalty yesterday. He didn't need to do that. That is humiliating fellow professionals, and he just didn't need. He's better than that. He didn't need to do it. It's a bit like, do you remember when Arsenal messed up their penalty? Henry and Perez thought they'd be clever. Do you know what I mean? And they completely. Do you remember that situation? They completely messed up their penalty.
And Van Persie would have looked exactly the same if he'd have fluffed it and kicked the floor, and the ball wouldn't have even reached the goal.
No, if you let me finish, finish for a change,
class.
The reason why people didn't like that Henry Perez penalty situation, yes, it was hilarious that they completely messed it up, but the fact that they thought they were so much better than the opposition that they had the right to humiliate them by taking this kind of penalty anyway, I think people thought that was a little bit out of order and disrespectful to the opposition. It's exactly what happened last night. Robin Van Persie thought, do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm actually going to chip this. It's 0-0. You know, we wouldn't mind the points in this game, and we know they're going down. They're there for the taking, and in fact, they're so much there for the taking, I'll have a laugh with this penalty. How out of order is that? Can you not see where I'm coming from? How disrespectful that is to Wolverhampton Wanderers? Can you not see that at all? Disrespectful to fellow pros?
I can't see it at all, mate. I mean, it's about his job, when he's that far away from the goalkeeper, 1-on-1, is to put the ball in the net. Doesn't matter how he does it, it's about getting a lead. He ran up, he saw the goalkeeper, tried to get an edge start by diving too early, so actually the goalkeeper cheated in the first place. So all he had to do was, bing, chip it into the goal and say, bad luck, me old son, 1-0 up. Van Persie, goal. Scores when he wants.
Except in Milan. Right, Robin Van Persie, basically, do you know what he did? If he did this at school, the equivalent, if he bullied the ginger kid with glasses, as he's trying to get up after a good kicking, if he did that, Robin Van Persie, he'd get expelled from school. But from people like you and gooners who think it's hilarious, they give him a good pat on the back and say, isn't he class?
It's not a case of being hilarious. It's a case of he had to do his job. He scored a penalty. And now, if he would have missed, he would have looked a fool. He tried the chip against AC Milan and missed.
This is showboating.
He tried the chip against Milan and missed, and they went out of the Champions League.
The informed side in the Premier League go to the worst side in the Premier League, one of the worst sides the Premier League's ever seen, and he takes the mickey out of them. I don't think he's got the right to do that, has he? He doesn't need to do it. It shows a lack of class. That's what I'm saying. If you want to join in with that, 08717 223344. What I'll also add is this, that he hasn't scored from open play for 5 games, Robin Van Persie, and it's about time they brought back Nicholas Bentner. This is Talk Sport.